Call to order, City of Forest Park Council Meeting Number 1289, March 20, 2017. Let's stand for the pledge, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Burns.
Here.
Collins.
Here.
Cottle. Herbie.
Here.
Holt.
Here.
Johnson.
Here.
Southall.
Here. Is there a motion to excuse?
I move to excuse Councilwoman Cottle.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we excuse Councilwoman Cottle. Is there any discussion?
Cottle.
Cottle. Is there any discussion?
No.
Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion to excuse, let it be known by the sign of voting aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Councilwoman Cottle is excused. Item number 2 is minutes. Yes.
I would move to amend the agenda to add item I, a motion to schedule an executive committee meeting after the work session
Go ahead.
next Monday night, March 27th.
Second.
That's to be immediately following, did you say?
I said after.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes,
should there not be an executive session? and
yeah,
an
not an
executive
executive meeting,
No,
executive session.
sorry.
Yeah.
Executive session.
Okay. So the motion is to amend the agenda to reflect that there will be an executive session scheduled for March 27th, immediately following the work session.
It's to add the agenda item to make that
That's what I
motion.
said, to add in. Is there any
When
dis-
you do get to the motion, make sure you state the reason or purpose of that
It is
meeting.
for personnel reasons connected to the
He's talking about the
city
aye.
manager.
Okay. Is there, if there's no discussions,
Is there a second?
yeah,
It's a roll call vote.
it's a roll call. Would the clerk please call the roll on the motion to amend the agenda?
Burns.
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
Herbie.
Yes.
Holt.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes?
Southall.
Yes.
Motion to amend the agenda passes 6-0. Is there another motion?
No minutes.
Okay, next item on the agenda is item number 2, minutes. You've received the minutes from the last meeting. Are there any corrections or additions to the minutes? Hearing none, the minutes will stand approved as presented. The item number 3 is presentations. A, March Business of the Month award to Wingate Mechanical. Mr. Paul Brum.
Mr. Mayor, members of council, thank you very much. We're very happy to recognize that another new company, a new member of our growing business community. Wingate Mechanical is a recognized leader in the heating and air conditioning industry with more than 30 years of service in Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky, and Indiana. Wingate provides its customers with complete sales, service, and installation. They offer a full line of high-quality heating and air conditioning systems. The company was founded by Daniel Wingate in 1986 and is now in its second generation of family ownership. The current owner, Chris Wingate, took ownership of the business after the passing of his father and has been working for the family business since 1995. The Wingates have always prided themselves and their business on fast, friendly, professional, reliable service at affordable prices. They also treat their workers and customers as part of the family. With a combined 80 years of HVAC experience, the Wingate team has the expertise and skills required to take on any job. Last year, the company invested more than $600,000 to move its headquarters into a vacant building on Kemper Springs Drive, bringing 18 employees to the Forest Park location. They plan to expand this operation by adding another 30 to 40 employees by 2019. According to Chris, they chose our community because of its central location. Quick and easy access on and off 275 was an important factor in their decision, and because of these advantages, the owner is confident that they can enjoy many years of success here in Forest Park. We're certainly proud of this project. It's yet another example of us filling one of the vacant buildings in Kemper Meadow. As you know, that was a prime component of our program of work for the past 2 years. So we're very thrilled with this company. They're a great family-owned business. These are the kind of people we like to work with, as you all know. Our bread and butter is family-owned companies that kind of start here and then eventually grow and expand here. So we're very happy to have Wingate Mechanical as a part of our business community. I don't believe anyone is here tonight from Wingate. Chris was unable to join us. I know he was working, and when I told him it was 8 o'clock at night, he was disappointed, but he asked politely if I could just get the award to him. So Mayor, make sure that he receives the award.
We'll now move to item number 4, communications from the public. This is a time for citizens to comment on matters before council or to ask questions of concern to them. When recognized, please come forward to the podium, give your name and address, and then state your comments or questions. Council meetings are tape recorded for ease of transcription. Comments are limited to 5 minutes. Is there any member of the public who would like to address the council? Seeing no one, thank you. We'll move to item number 5, reports of standing committees. The first of those is the Law Committee. I have no report from the Law Committee. I'll answer any questions if there are any.
Wait a minute.
Collins, I'm sorry, I thought there was Collins. Ms. Collins, please excuse me. I'm looking at, I keep doing that. Ms. Collins, do you have a report from Law?
No, I don't at this time, but I would entertain any questions if anyone has any.
Councilwoman, thank you. I apologize. Any questions for Councilwoman Collins? Hearing none. Councilwoman Collins, I have no items on the agenda for you for the work session of the 27th. Do you have any to add?
No.
Next committee is Human Resources Committee, Councilwoman Holt.
I do not have a report tonight, thank you, unless you have one.
Thank you. I got that. I got that. Even Smitty got that. Okay, any questions for Councilwoman Holt? Hearing none, Councilwoman Holt, I have no items on the agenda for you. Do you have any to add?
No, I did not, thanks.
Next agenda is public safety. Now, I have no report. I will be happy to answer any questions if there are any. Does anyone have any questions regarding Public Safety Committee? Yes, sir.
Mr. Mayor, I don't have a question, but I would like to take the opportunity at this point to say that March the 19th through March the 25th this year has been designated, of course, annually as the tornado season, and we must, remind the public, that we should do the things that's necessary to counteract those situations, like as the fire department has indicated that by going to a lower structure if possible, and other things like that, and getting 3-day supply of water and food and so forth and so on. So I just want to make that known and remind people that's all.
Thank you, sir. And I would only add to that is these days, most everybody have a number of electronic devices where you can follow the weather on that. When you see and or hear on your weather stations, your TV stations, you might want to be mindful of the warnings that they give. I have no items on the agenda for the work session for the 27th. The next committee report, yes, sir.
I do have a question related to public safety for the city manager. This would have been the month that we would have started the first Wednesday alarm testing, and based on the weather conditions of the previous, on the first Wednesday of this month, we did not do that. Do we anticipate having a test this month or just going into next month with the first test?
I really don't know exactly. I thought there was something issued that indicated that.
Yeah, there was. We received an email on it from Assistant Chief Mike Root. The reason they did not sound the alarms on that Wednesday is because the day and night prior to, we had had several really severe thunderstorms, and his reasoning and fear was that if we sounded the alarm on Wednesday, then everybody would take that as a for real and act accordingly. So he made the decision, a proper one in my opinion, not to do it, but he did say on there that thereafter it would be continued as always.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Next item, public improvement and facilities, Councilman Southall.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I do not have a report for public improvements at this time, but I would entertain any questions if anybody have one.
Any questions for Mr. Southall? Hearing none, I have no items on the agenda for you. Do you have any to add?
Not at this time, sir.
Thank you. Next item is Ways and Means Committee, Councilwoman Herbie.
No report.
Any questions for Councilwoman Herbie? Councilwoman Herbie, I have 2 items on the agenda for you for the work session on the 27th. One is appointments to Tax Incentive Review Council, and the second one is miscellaneous fee schedule update. Do you have any to add? I take it you don't have anything to
No,
add?
no, I said no, sorry.
Okay, next committee report is Community Development, Mr. Burns.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have no report this evening. However, if there are any questions, I'll be glad to respond.
Any questions for Mr. Burns? Hearing none. Mr. Burns, I have 2 items. No, I have no items on the agenda for you. Do you have any to add?
No, I do not. Thank you.
Thank you. Next report is Intergovernmental Relations and Communication. That is my committee. I have no specific report. I will answer any questions if there are any. And I have 1 item on the agenda, reappointments to Community Programming Board and CPB Holdings, Inc. That will conclude the reports of standing committees. We will go to item number 6, the mayor's report. I have 2 items to report here. The first being on Saturday evening, I attended a concert at Dayspring Church, and the concert was done by Anderson College, Anderson University of Anderson, Indiana, and it was called the Anderson Chorale. They were excellent. They are on a 2-week tour. They've been all over from Florida, Georgia, through the South, and through the Midwest. It was outstanding. Probably one of the, you learn and find out things that you didn't know. And there are a number of alumni from Anderson University that lives in Forest Park, a large number of them. And it was very enjoyable. It was a nice gathering, nice crowd, and as I said, the music was excellent. Secondly, I would just report that tonight, the Hamilton County Municipal League held its meeting in our senior center. It was well attended. I know 2 others of the council members, Councilwoman Collins and Councilwoman Holt, attended, as did a number of our staff people, including our city manager, human resources director, and our finance director and assistant director. And I want to thank them especially for the assistance that they gave to the Hamilton County Municipal League. I'm sure that a lot was learned. There were a number of legislators were invited because there are a lot of challenges, especially items in the state budget that would not be in the best interest of municipalities in the state of Ohio, including ours. What the legislators will do for us or not back in Columbus is still yet to be seen. But again, I want to thank those people who attended, and I want to thank the Hamilton County Municipal League for bringing their meeting to Forest Park. That will conclude my report. I'll answer any questions if there are any. Next item on the agenda is City Manager's report. Mr. Hodges.
Thank you. I'll report only 2 things. First, that the departmental reports were completed, included in the council packet, and also placed on file with the Clerk of Council for public inspection. I'll also report that at the end of last week, I provided council with an executive summary listing important areas of the city that they just needed to be aware of as an update item. So I mentioned that just for public information. If anybody from the public is desirous of that, they can also receive that executive summary that's on file with the city. So that would conclude my report, but I would respond to any questions if there are any.
Are there any questions for the city manager? Hearing none. Thank you, Mr. Hodges. Next item on the agenda was item number 8, other reports, first of those being Law Director, Mr. Wyckoff.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a couple of things since our last meeting. I did respond to a request for public documents. That issue is pending, and also had an opportunity to speak during a conference with Dave Busking about this new cell phone legislation. And right now, we're trying to gather information from other municipalities and the Ohio Municipal League to see how it's being handled. The state pretty much has usurped all our powers to handle in great detail, so we're trying to find out what other municipalities are doing. We've already gotten some legislation that really is, in my opinion, goes beyond what we're allowed to do, so I'm not recommending that at this time. And we're trying to narrow our focus into what we actually can do, which isn't, unfortunately, a whole lot. But we'll keep you posted as that matter progresses. If there are any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Any questions for the Law Director? Hearing none, thank you, sir. Next report on the others, item B, Clerk of Council, Mrs. Hoffman-Dixon.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I do not have a report this evening.
Any questions for Clerk of Council? Hearing none, thank you, ma'am. So the next item on the agenda is item 9, new business. Is there a motion?
I move to suspend the rules requiring the reading in full and read by title only resolutions number 03-2017 through 07-2017.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and second that we suspend the rules requiring the reading in full and read by title only resolutions number 03-2017 through 07-2017. Is there any discussion? Councilwoman Herbie.
Just that these were posted as required.
If there's no discussion, then would the clerk please call the roll on the motion to suspend the rules?
Collins,
Yes.
Herbie,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes?
Southall,
Yes.
Burns.
Yes.
Motion to suspend the rules passed 6-0. Got to be a little quicker. Next item on the agenda on new business is resolution number 03-2017. Would the clerk please read that resolution by title only?
Resolution number 03-2017, a resolution approving the update of the solid waste management plan of the Hamilton County Solid Waste Management District.
Is there a motion, Mr. Barnes?
Yes, I move for the passage of resolution number 03-2017.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adopt resolution 03-2017. Is there discussion, Mr. Barnes?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. The county is in the process of updating the solid waste management plan for our district. It's a long-term plan that goes throughout 2032. However, it requires to be updated every 5 years, and this is that year. In order for it to be approved as our district plan, is necessary for it to be formally approved by the county commissioners, the city of Cincinnati, and the municipalities representing at least 60% of the population of the district. So that's why it's on this today's agenda. Staff has already reviewed this and has recommended that we do pass this resolution. And with that, I would urge adoption of resolution 03-2017.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on resolution 03-2017?
Herbie,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes?
Southall,
Yes.
Burns,
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
Resolution 03-2017 passes 6-0. Next item on the agenda is item B, Resolution 04-2017. Will the clerk please read that resolution by title only?
Resolution number 04-2017, a resolution consenting to the execution of a redevelopment incentive agreement between Consolidated Packaging Group and the City of Forest Park, Ohio.
Is there a motion, Councilwoman Herbie?
I would move resolution number 04-2017.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adopt Resolution 04-2017. Is there a discussion, Councilwoman Herbie?
Yes, staff is recommending this business incentive grant proposal to help us retain a business that's been taken over by a larger business and now has options to move out of state to a sister facility in northern Indiana. This business, Consolidated Packaging Group, which was formerly known as PackLab, operates a facility on Northland and would invest approximately $8 million on new equipment and renovations. And if the expansion occurs here, we would retain 65 jobs and create another 30 jobs for a total annual payroll of $3.5 million. The project is in need of a local incentive to help make our site competitive with the Indiana option and to help the country secure a $300,000 state grant. In order for us to help assure the retention and expansion of this project in Forest Park, we're recommending a 2-year incentive package consisting of a $10,000 redevelopment grant in 2017 upon the commencement of the project, and partial withholding rebates for both retained and new payroll in 2017 only, to be paid in 2018, and we estimate that rebate to be approximately $27,326. As we discussed last week, the partial rebates is complicated by the current House Bill 49, which is being proposed to collect business taxes at the state level and rebate them back to us. And so this would have a contingency in it that if that should pass, that the rebates would be paid out of our general fund, and then we would receive that money back from the state. So I would recommend passage of the resolution.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on resolution number 04-2017?
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes?
Southall,
Yes.
Burns,
Yes.
Collins,
Yes.
Herbie.
Yes.
Resolution 04-2017 passes 6-0. Next item on the agenda is item C, resolution number 05-2017. Would the clerk please read that resolution by title only?
Resolution number 05-2017, an amendment to the resolution declaring the City of Forest Park to be a fiscal sponsor for We Thrive Forest Park Groups Interact for a health grant, authorizing the city manager to sign any contracts necessary to obtain and release funds.
Is there a motion, Mr. Barnes?
Yes, I move for the adoption of resolution number 05-2017.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that we adopt resolution 05-2017. Is there any discussion?
Yes.
Mr. Barnes?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Council previously passed a resolution that allowed the City of Forest Park to officially be recognized as the fiscal agent for the We Thrive Forest Park Groups Interact for Health grant. The Interact for Health can only dispense funds to a nonprofit or governmental organization. This basically makes Forest Park the fiscal agent responsible for assuring the accountability of the funds awarded for the purposes outlined in the grant. Functionally, this is no problem, and we just set up an account for the special revenue funds. Approval by council is required at this point because initially we only approved the grant and our accounting responsibility for 3 years. Since then, We Thrive has extended the grant availability to us for a 5-year period. So to properly account for our responsibility to oversee the grant for an additional 2 years, the staff is recommending that we basically amend the resolution 06-2016 to pledge our financial agent responsibility for that 5-year period. And with that, I would urge adoption of Resolution 05-2017.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on Resolution 05-2017?
Johnson,
Yes.
Southall,
Yes.
Burns,
Yes.
Collins,
Yes.
Herbie,
Yes.
Holt.
Yes.
Resolution 05-2017 passes 6-0. Next item on the agenda is Resolution number 06-2017. The clerk please read this resolution by title only.
Resolution number 06-2017, a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with ADESA Auctions for the disposal of surplus property.
Is there a motion, Mr. Southall?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I offer a motion to receive resolution number 06217.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adopt Resolution 06-2017. Is there discussion, Mr. Southall?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. We have currently 14 vehicles that we need to remove from our fleet because they are no longer efficient or reliable enough for us to continue to operate due to their age, mechanical condition, or mileage. And of course, we purchase or lease vehicles each year. And if older vehicles within our fleet still in good enough shape, staff would rotate to another department or area where we can squeeze out all of the usage of those vehicles. However, our fleet facility superintendent monitored our vehicles recently, and we have determined that there are 10 vehicles we need to remove from our fleet because they are no longer economically to us to maintain. Therefore, staff is hereby recommending that council approve our attached list of 10 vehicles that we need to send to auction, and 4 only that have scrap value. So therefore, we have Adisa, oh my gosh, auction company, who have presently that we work with, and for over the years, they have auctioned our vehicles, and we put the vehicles for them, and if they don't initially get the price that we pretty much feel that would be a book value, then we would have another, present it to another auction that they would have. Now, the 4 vehicles that are scrap would go to Garden Street Iron and Metal Company, which is on New Haven Road in Harrison, Ohio. So with that, Mr. Mayor, I urge adoption of resolution number 06-2017.
Any further discussions on Resolution 06-2017? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on Resolution 06-2017?
Southall,
Yes.
Burns,
Yes.
Collins,
Yes.
Herbie,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes. Resolution 06-2017 passes 6-0. Next item on the agenda is Resolution 07-2017. Would the clerk please read that resolution by title only?
Resolution number 07-2017, accepting the bid of Atleta Inc. for the 2017 street program.
Is there a motion, Mr. Southall?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I offer motion that resolution number 07-2017 be received for adoption.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that we adopt Resolution 07-2017. Is there discussion, Mr. Southall?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. A total of 2 sealed bids were received and opened on February 22nd for our 2017 street program. That will primarily consist of curb, catch basin repair, asphalt overlay on streets of Brunswick, McKelvey to Shells Ford, Manford, Hinckley, Haynesworth to Hargate, and Ragoon as our base bid. In addition, we will be doing some other work at the intersections of Winton and Waycross. The alternate number 2, as well as some spot repairs and citywide and other areas that would need attention at this time. Thus, I would make a recommendation that we urge that we would adopt Resolution number 7, 2017.
Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on Resolution 07-2017?
Burns,
Yes.
Collins,
Yes.
Herbie,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Southall.
Yes.
07-2017 passes 6-0. Next item on the agenda is item F, resolution number 08-2017. Would the clerk please read this resolution in full? It was not posted.
Resolution number 08-2017, a resolution authorizing and concurring with the city manager's intent to renew insurance coverage with the Ohio Plan for insurance that includes but is not limited to property, casualty, and liability. Whereas it is desirable to purchase, maintain, and manage insurance coverage for areas of city services, and whereas the city administration contracted with the Highland Group Cincinnati to solicit and review proposals for various insurance under a 3-year program that includes but is not limited to property, building and contents, electric, data processing, contractors, equipment, general floater, commercial general liability, Ohio employers liability, automobile liability and physical damage, crime, employee dishonesty, law enforcement liability, public officials liability, EMS, fire department errors and omissions, excess liability, and related insurance. And whereas Highland Group Cincinnati consults and the city administration agree that the renewal proposal submitted by the Ohio Plan is the best one to meet the city's specifications and requirements, and is consistent with the City Council's authorization issued with Resolution 12-2015. Now therefore be resolved by the Council of the City of Forest Park, Ohio, Section 1, that the City Council hereby authorizes and concurs with the city manager's intent to renew insurance coverage that includes but is not limited to property, casualty, and liability with the Ohio Plan for 2017 for the annual amount of approximately $113,303. The city manager is hereby further authorized to modify or add additional insurance coverage within the amount council has appropriated or otherwise made available through other line items for insurance purposes in order to maintain and protect the insurable interests of the City of Forest Park, its property, employees, and agents. Section 2, this resolution shall be in full force and effect on its passage.
Okay, the city manager informs me that we have 2 different listings on the city manager's report memorandum to us. It states Mr. Southall, the public improvement, but he said it should be Councilwoman Herbie on Ways and Means, since this is a money item. So I'll take a motion from Councilwoman Herbie.
Yes, I would move adoption of resolution number 08-2017.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adopt resolution 08-2017. Is there discussion?
With it being read in full, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. So I would urge adoption of the resolution.
Any further discussion on resolution 08-2017? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on resolution 08-2017?
Collins,
Yes.
Herbie,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Southall,
Yes.
Burns.
Yes.
Resolution 08-2017 passes 6-0. Next item on the agenda is a motion, item G. Councilwoman Herbie.
Yes, I would move to receive the general fund summary report as contained in the departmental reports.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that we receive the general fund report, general fund summary report as contained in the departmental report. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of voting aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes unanimously. Next item on the agenda is item H. Councilwoman Holt.
I'd like to make a motion for council to consent to the mayor's appointment of a citizen to a committee of council to screen and interview candidates related to the administrative transition process of selecting the new city manager.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adopt the motion of consent for a mayor's appointment. Is there any discussion?
None.
Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of voting aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Next item on the agenda is item I. Councilwoman Herbie.
Yes, I would move to schedule an executive session immediately following the work session next Monday night, March 27th.
Second.
Need to say for what purpose?
Oh, I'm sorry, for the purpose of continuing our process of transitioning to a new city manager.
Personnel.
Personnel, under personnel.
And the motion, you second, Mr. Barnes, second. Is there any discussion on the motion for the executive session next Monday following the work session? Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of the that's a executive session, is a roll call. Would the clerk please call the roll on the motion and item I for an executive session?
Burns,
Yes.
Collins,
Yes.
Herbie,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Sathar.
Yes.
The motion to schedule the executive session for next Monday immediately following the work session passes unanimously. Is there any further business to come before the body? Is there any further business to come before the body? Any further business to come before the body? Hearing none,